The Monday morning rush had already filled the streets of downtown Chicago. When Ethan Brooks parked his aging sedan outside the headquarters of Harper and Stone Marketing. Before leaving home, he'd made breakfast, packed a lunch, and walked his 8-year-old daughter Lily to the school bus. Since his wife had passed away 3 years earlier, every responsibility rested on his shoulders. Even through sleepless nights and endless bills, Ethan never complained. He believed that working honestly and giving Lily a better future mattered more than anything else. He arrived at the office a few minutes early, greeted the security guard with a smile, and went straight to work preparing the final presentation for an important client meeting. Inside the office, everyone knew Ethan as the employee who quietly solved problems without expecting recognition. Whenever deadlines became impossible, he stayed late to help his teammates finish their work. His ideas had helped the company win several major contracts. Yet he never fought for credit while others jockeyed for promotions. Ethan cared only about doing his job well. Unfortunately, his department manager, Vanessa Cole, saw things differently. She believed employees with families were a distraction, and she often criticized Ethan for leaving right on time to pick up his daughter from after-school care, ignoring the fact that he logged back in from home nearly every night to finish his assignments. That particular morning, the office buzzed with nervous energy because the executive leadership team was visiting. Employees scrambled to organize reports and polish presentations. Ethan spotted a small formatting error in one client file and quickly fixed it, sending the corrected version before anyone noticed. Moments later, Vanessa marched toward his desk clutching the original draft. Without asking a single question, she loudly accused him of being careless and unprofessional. Every conversation in the office stopped as coworkers watched in uneasy silence. Ethan calmly tried to explain that the corrected file had already been submitted, but Vanessa wouldn't listen. Determined to assert her authority, she announced that someone with divided priorities had no place at the company. In front of the entire department, she fired him on the spot and told him to clear his desk immediately. Ethan quietly packed his family photo, his coffee mug, and his notebook into a small cardboard box. He thanked his stunned coworkers for their friendship, wished them well, and walked toward the elevator with quiet dignity, unaware that upstairs, the company's CEO had just arrived and was about to ask a question that would change everything. The executive conference room fell silent as CEO Daniel Harper set his briefcase on the table and scanned the room. "Where's Ethan Brooks?" he asked. No one answered. Vanessa finally spoke, forcing a confident smile. "I let him go this morning. He made another mistake, and I decided it was time." Daniel's expression shifted instantly. The warmth drained from his face, replaced by disbelief. He rose slowly, eyes fixed on Vanessa. "You fired Ethan without consulting me?" His voice was calm, but the tension in the room was immediate. Vanessa tried to defend herself, explaining that Ethan always left at exactly 5 p.m. and seemed distracted by his duties as a single father. She insisted she'd acted in the company's best interest. Daniel cut her off. "Do you know why he leaves at 5? He asked. "Because he picks up his daughter and then logs back in from home every single night. I've seen the reports. He puts in longer hours than almost anyone here." He went on to reveal that Ethan was the one who had designed the strategy behind the company's largest client contract, a deal worth millions. The executives exchanged uneasy glances, realizing how badly they'd underestimated the quiet man who never asked for attention. Daniel told HR to reach Ethan before he left the building. Luckily, Ethan was still outside near the lobby, waiting for a taxi and dreading the conversation he'd have to have with his daughter. A receptionist hurried out and asked him to come back upstairs. Confused but polite, he followed her into the conference room, where every executive rose to their feet as he entered. Daniel crossed the room, shook Ethan's hand, and apologized on behalf of the company, praising his integrity, his dedication, and the sacrifices he'd made as a father. Turning to Vanessa, Daniel announced that her employment was terminated, effective immediately, for making a reckless decision without proper review. Then he turned back to Ethan and offered him a promotion to senior project director, along with a substantial raise and flexible hours so he could keep caring for Lily. The room broke into applause as Ethan accepted, humbled and grateful. That evening, he hugged his daughter tightly, smiling, knowing that kindness, perseverance, and honest work had finally been given the respect they deserved.